Welcome back to Unfiltered Kitchen. I'm your host, Cheyenne.
I'm your co-host, Kyle.
And this week, we've decided to dive into what is your parenting style? My dad literally was like, I want to talk about parenting styles. And I'm really sitting here trying to figure out, do I have a parenting style?
Well, let's outline real quick what the parenting styles are. Okay,
when you became a parent, did you read like a book or listen to a cassette tape? That's how old you are.
No. VHS.
Yeah.
I have some VHS tapes of you guys.
I would love to have them.
I'm going to try to find them. Did I read any books?
Like there's all these parenting books out now. Did you read a book?
I don't think so.
You didn't listen to a tape?
I don't think so. I don't think I did. It's not that I can recall.
Yeah.
Not saying I didn't. I might have.
Uh-huh.
I know I had to have a source where I looked for information.
Yeah.
Help.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Because I feel like those things determine your parenting style. Plus how you were parented.
A lot of it, I think, is how you were parented.
Okay.
Either you, like, for example, if you were parented in a very authoritative household.
So would that be considered strict?
Very strict.
Okay.
No talk back. Follow all the rules. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Okay. And you resented that, then you might go just the opposite.
Yeah.
And be a very freestyle, kind of hippie, permissive type parent where Johnny has no rules.
Okay.
It's like, let Johnny go. He's just expressing himself.
Yeah.
He's
exploring.
Yes, he's exploring. Yeah.
So do you know what your parenting style is?
I think mine was kind of not authoritarian, but authoritative, where we had rules and we had specific guidelines for you. But at the same time, we did let you express yourself and a lot of times let you make let you make the decision.
Yeah.
And if the decision wasn't going to put you in harm's way, then I was fine with it. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
That's kind of, that's the kind of style where you let them skin their knee, you let them fall, you let them, make mistakes.
Okay.
And then if you need to be picked up, see, generally what would happen is your mom will run and pick you guys.
I was going to say, because you and mom definitely have very different parenting styles.
Yes. Yeah. And they were fine. They worked very good in tandem together when we were together.
Yes.
Because then you got a little of each.
Yeah, because I feel like you were stricter, not like you were strict, but you were stricter than she was.
Stricter in terms of, I want to make you responsible.
I'm not saying strict in a negative way. I'm just saying
I got you. But
stricter than her.
Yes, because here you go. You have to be accountable and you have to be responsible.
Okay.
And if you say you're going to do something or you're trying to do something, then I'm going to let you do it. I'm not going to let you, as soon as it gets hard, it's like, okay, game over.
So authoritative is a parenting style.
It's a parenting style.
What are the names for other parenting styles?
Okay, the authoritarian.
Okay.
That's when it's everything kind of military. Here's the rules. Don't break the rules. Don't talk back. You don't get input. Boom, boom, boom. But at the end of the day, when you grow up as a adult, living under that authoritarian, you are the same person where you become like a worker bee. I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm going to stay under the radar because I don't want to break the rules. I don't want to have anybody upset with me. That's the possible.
Yeah.
Or if you have a more extroverted personality, then you become the authority as an adult. You'll say if you're a boss or a manager, you're very, no questions asked, just do it my way or the highway.
Yeah.
It kind of sticks with you.
Yeah.
So or it beats you up, one of the two.
Yeah.
So you have that. You have the freestyle, which is more permissive, where it's kind of hippie. Like Johnny, Johnny can't do anything wrong. Just let Johnny play. There's no rules. If he doesn't eat his food, he can still have ice cream, because ice cream is what he wants.
Is there an in-between those two?
Sure, there's an in-between. And that's where I try to hit on the authoritative.
Okay.
Where I try to exert a certain amount of influence, okay, but also gave you a certain amount of freedom.
Okay.
Okay.
I I think that parenting styles have evolved over time, and they're very different from when you were getting parented from your parents versus you becoming a parent versus now your kids becoming parents.
Yes, and even when I was parenting, or now, it's happened. You've heard it, like the helicopter
moms. I have one.
Who this hovers.
I have one of those.
Yes, who this, doesn't let anything happen. And, even as you guys are adults.
I don't think there's anything wrong with helicopter moms.
Well, here's the problem with helicopter mom is they become your problem solvers also. They're solving all the problems.
To
an extent?
To an extent.
Okay. But to what extent? See, my thing is, look, you need to learn how to solve your own problems.
I don't think that mom solves all my problems.
Maybe not yours.
I think that she gets... I don't like you.
You're a little more independent.
Okay. All right. So
you follow what I'm saying?
I follow what you're saying.
For those of you out there that don't truly understand, we're going to make it a little simpler. She has a sibling.
I have an older sister, and we were parented in the same house by the same two people, but we're just both different individuals as adults now.
Yes.
And I would say that Kylan gravitates more to my mom, and I gravitated more to my dad throughout the years. And I think that it has made us different people, not in a negative way, but everybody is different, and you can be raised. What I'm realizing now is you can be raised in the same house and have very different perspectives of how you were raised in that house and things that happen in that house.
You can have different perspectives and different outcomes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that that's just what's happening now. And as we get older, I'm learning that there were things that my dad may have done or my mom may have done that I feel like helped me to get to where I'm at today, where if I talk to my sister about it, she may or may not disagree and see it in a different way and will say, well, those things hurt me and got me to where I'm at today. So I think that I'm just learning that everyone has different perspectives. And sometimes it's hard for me to hear hers because I'm like, I was there. And I don't get it. But I also have to step back and realize that this is my perspective.
Right.
So talking about parenting styles, I think when I became a parent, that was a big conversation in my own head. I didn't have somebody that I was parenting with. I was having Ryder as a single mom, and I had to figure out what kind of parent I wanted to be, especially at the time when I didn't know if Ryder was a boy or a girl. And I was praying that it was a girl because I was just like, I don't want to be a single mom raising a boy. I don't know anything about boys. And I felt like I was going to fail him before he was even a him. When I found out it was a girl, I felt like, okay, I have a small chance of doing good. I'm a girl.
Yeah, right.
I know me.
You know girl things.
I know girl things. So I can't fail her as much as I thought I would, potentially fuck up a boy. And even then, what kind of parent do I want to be to Ryder? And it's that fine line of wanting to have discipline and be authoritative, but also I want her to be able to come to me and I want her to be able to tell me things. And it's that line of, are you the parent or are you the friend?
Yeah, I think a lot of parental problems come because parents want to be the friend. And it's okay to be the friend. It's not okay to be the best friend.
Okay, explain that.
Well, what is the best friend? Best friend is somebody that is going to generally agree with you and side with you and understand you and all. Okay. But as the parent, to me, your job is to teach them, continue to counsel them, teach them. My thing has always been to make you guys independent.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what does that mean? That means you're going to have to go through some lessons yourself to understand how to get through the lessons or some difficulties to get through them. Okay. And I can't always agree with you in the approach that you're taking.
Independent in what way? Independent financially?
Yes.
Independent spiritually?
Yes.
Independent within our household?
Yes.
So stability?
Keep going. Yes. Independent. Where you start to think for yourself, regardless of what kind of household you came up in, regardless of what me and your mom taught you, think for yourself. Okay. Certainly financially independent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that your mom or myself are not there to continue to counsel you or give you our suggestions or advice. But you have to start to make decisions yourself.
Okay.
Okay. You need to be able to, if I died, I would need to know that you're going to be okay.
So, not to be morbid, but if you died right now, do you think we'll be okay?
I think you'd be okay. I would tell you the same thing I've always told you. You got to take care of your sister.
Are you going to tell her the same thing?
Yes, but she takes care of you in a different way. You guys both do a good job of taking care of each other, but it's different. It's totally different in the way that you guys do it.
Yeah.
Okay? I think you both need different.
We need different things from each other.
Yes.
And I feel like we offer different things to each other.
You do. So I would feel okay with it. Yes. I'd be okay with it. That's why I'm thinking about moving now.
Where are you going to go?
Well, remember, I already told you, when I felt you guys were independent, I was going to get up out of here.
And go where, Dad?
Mexico or Belize or somewhere.
He's always said that he wanted to get a hut on the beach, open a little cantina.
Yeah.
And
serve steaks and drinks.
The day it happens, y'all, I think I'll actually be really happy for him.
Yeah. And believe me, at this point, I'm going to get a big enough place that anytime you guys want, I got extra rooms.
We can come visit.
Yeah, you come hang out. It'd be, how some people live 6 months here and 6 months there.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think your parenting style was in between the relaxed hippie and the stricter household?
Oh, without a doubt.
What was your parents' parenting style for you?
Well, mine was mine was different because I was from back then you called a broken home, a divorced home. Mm-hmm. Okay, at a much younger age than when me and your mom divorced. You guys were teenagers. Yeah, we were. I was 3 or 4.
Okay.
Okay. So when I was with my mom, it's one thing, and then when I'm with my dad and Ruby, it's another something different. Yeah.
So what was your mom?
So my mom had to be a lot more authoritative.
So strict.
Yes, because she had 2 boys. One of them, which wasn't a good boy at all.
You?
Probably.
You.
Not that I was a bad boy, but I was more adventurous.
You were a curious boy.
I was a curious boy that had a lot of energy and was doing a lot of things. It's like, and she's a working single mom.
Yeah.
So, there's times she needed to be, she was working and going to school and a single mom. So, when street lights, thing was be home by dark. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm not home by dark. So now she worries. So now she has to be really strict. And, now the disciplinarian's got to come in. Yeah. I've got to get punished for not being there by the time the street lights come in.
Did you guys get spanked?
Yeah. And I was going to say to you, have you ever spanked your child?
Like with the belt?
I don't care what you spank him with.
Okay,
I bet Ryder has never been spanked.
My dad has spanked us with many objects.
Well,
yes.
Up into a certain age.
Ryder has never been spanked.
Has she ever been whopped?
Yes.
No, I don't mean, you still have to. I mean, whop. You did wrong. I told you twice. Whop.
There was one, I can literally remember, it was one day. First off, I just want to say, Ryder, I feel like, and I have a very special relationship, as I would with any of my kids. But with her, I think because she was my first, I think because in my head, I was young when I had her. I didn't have shit figured out. And I feel like in a way she made me grow up. Like I was already growing up, but she just made me grow up even more. And she put a fire under my ass. I had to figure it out. And there were certain things that I just knew I would never want to do. I would never want to have to call my dad and say, can you give me money for diapers? Or can you get me formula for Ryder? Like there was a certain things that I knew I just could not want to do because I wanted to be able to provide for my child. And I wanted to give her everything. I felt like my parents gave me everything, and I want to do the same thing for Rye. So I think that Ryder made me grow up and made me figure out how to hustle in whichever way that was. And I feel like she's seen me on my best days, and Ryder's seen me on some really fucked up days. So she's very empathetic to my feelings. And when she knows that she can push me to that edge, like that edge of like, when the child starts to test you and stuff, she knows what she's doing. So she does a good job of not doing it. But there was one day that she was just not listening, and Ryder got popped, like a real pop, and she looked at me like,
I can see her now.
I just broke her whole entire
world,
life, spirit, world, heart, every fiber, bone in her body. And it was like, oh my God. Like,
it hurt your heart.
It hurt me so much. And I'm like, okay, I can't ever do this again, because she doesn't even understand what this is. She just doesn't even get it. So I realized with Ryder, there's other ways that I can discipline her without it being physical.
Okay.
And now that she's at this age where she's into certain things, she wants to play and put on makeup. She wants to do dress up. She wants accessories. She wants to wear lip gloss. She wants her phone. There's things that I can take away now that hit her deeper than a pop.
Okay.
If I take something away, that if I say you can't wear hair bows and accessories this week, and she wears a school uniform, so hair bows and accessories are the way that she shows her personality, she thinks that life is over. That's just, Mom, I'm so sorry. I'll do whatever you want. And I'm like, this is really easy. Of course, it's going to get harder as she grows up, but I think sometimes you have to figure out what it is for your kid, and it doesn't always have to be a spanking or a pop.
Okay.
Because I feel like you guys didn't really spank me.
No, not much. No, but here's how I use spanking.
I think Kyle got spanked a lot more, but Kyle did a lot more than I did. And I saw what she was doing, and I saw the outcome of the things that she was doing. I was like, I didn't want to do that. That did not look like that was fun. At the end of the night, when you're getting that whooping, I don't want that whooping. So I think that was different for us.
You learned from her mistakes.
I learned from her mistakes.
Yes, yeah.
Is that just an older kid thing? Like, is the older kid the guinea pig all the time?
No, not all the time. I mean, I know some households where the older kid is
good and
because they set the example.
Yeah.
But there usually is a lot more pressure, I think, on the first child.
Yes.
Okay. And I think that when you say the guinea pig, I think actually so. I think parents are learning how to parent. Yeah. And they're real intense, with the first one. Yeah. Just like just think about how different you treat Ace than you treated Ryder. But it's because
Yeah. Especially as a baby.
Yeah.
Way more relaxed with Ace.
Yes.
Than I was.
Because the baby's going to make it through. They're going to live.
He'll survive.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I will say now, seeing how different Ace and Ryder's personality is, Ace is going to get that ass beat.
Ace is going to get spankings.
He's going to get spankings.
Well, you don't know. He's only 2 now.
Oh, that little boy.
Well, here's
wild.
This is what you have to, if you decide to spank, you have to spank in conjunction with a certain tone and a certain look. Like you look at them.
So they know what the look is.
You give that look. It might be a hand signal too, so that they know. That's it.
Is spanking even allowed anymore?
I don't know.
Like you automatically go to jail.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But
never mind.
I'd be like, throw me in jail. I'm going in front of the judge. And if the judge wants to put me behind bars for disciplining my kid, then okay. Okay.
Is there a fine line though?
There is. You can't be whooping on them. You can't be Look, back in my day, they pulled out a switch where afterwards you could count the welts.
You're welted.
Now you can't do that anymore.
No, you can't.
And you understand too, certain kids like Ryder probably, the spanking probably blew her mind. Like with me, the spanking was, I'm gonna take my blows, but I'm gonna forget about it the next day. I never to this day did I sit up there and say, "Oh, I got spanked for that. I'm not gonna do it again." I didn't think like that. Well, my mom told me, she said she realized that spanking,
it just didn't affect you.
Yeah, because I didn't think about the consequences. Next time the same scenario
I think
up.
that Kyle Lynn, spankings did not affect her.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think so. I think that they affected me. And Mom and I have had this conversation, and Mom said, I think I spanked you and you looked like the world was ending. And I realized, like, spankings aren't going to work for you. But for your sister, she still got spankings. It honestly didn't work out in the end, but it still was something that was done.
Yeah, maybe just a temporary deterrent.
It was just a temporary thing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy to think about how we were parented, and now that we're parents, how we are parenting. And I think with Ryder, I have to be careful with that line of being a mom and being a friend.
Kyle's going to be in trouble with 2 boys. And she takes a very hippie type attitude.
She's very hippie with those boys.
No, they let the kids, it'd be okay. They're going to run her crazy. And they're going to be undisciplined. And, it's going to be rough. And they're going to be both be tall.
They're going to be big boys. And I'm going to say that I'm going to hope that when they are around 12, 13, 14, before they realize that they are also their mother's protector. Yeah. But in that gap, it's going to be rough. I just hope that they take that role of protecting their mom, which I both think that they will. Because they're both loving boys.
But there's a time where you don't understand that.
Right.
I believe me, I see myself coming over when I'm going to have to sock them both in the chest. I'm going to have to sock them both.
Yeah. Zach has said the same thing. We've had Boz here, and Zach goes, are you going to get him or do you want me to get him? Yeah. And I'm like, you do it. Like, I think sometimes boys need men. Yeah. Well, I think all the time boys need men, which is why when I was pregnant with Ryder, I prayed for a girl. At the time, I didn't have a dad in her life. I didn't know who her dad was. And I was like, I want a girl. I want a girl. I know I can do a girl right. I don't know how I'm going to raise a boy by myself. Yeah. And I didn't want that for a boy. So I'm happy the way that the cards did fall, and I feel like it was meant to be how it played out. But I do think that even within co-parenting, figuring out parenting styles is difficult because I parent one way, Ryder's dad parents one way, and now that I'm married, Zach parents one way, Taylor parents one way, and trying to get all 4 people on the same program.
Well, let me share this with the audience. Raising kids, and you've heard me say this before, raising kids is really just a crapshoot.
What?
Okay? It is.
What does that mean?
You can have the most beautiful foundation. Mm-hmm. You can do everything right. Who these kids are going to turn into, you never know. You just don't. And I'm going to tell you, I take it from when my mom was coming up, there was at least 4 or 5 of her girlfriends. They're all between the ages of 20 and 23. Okay. They're all having kids. They're all married. They all have kids. They're all good, hardworking women. These women are women that were traveling to Europe when they were in their 19, 20, 21, 22. Mm-hmm. Okay. They all professionals, all homeowners. I mean, grew up to be homeowners at the time, though. Yeah. So the foundation was pretty much the same with all of them. Yeah. I knew them all. They were considered my aunts. A lot of them weren't blood aunts, but they had kids, and all of us kids grew up together. Okay. Now, let me tell you what these kids turned out to be. Some are doctors. Some are business people. At least 3 of them are junkies, an alcoholic. One still fantasizes on being a player pimp, something.
How old are you guys now?
We're in our 60s. Okay.
If you haven't figured out how to be the player pimp by now, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. The other one is there's another professional. There's another professional, military, civil engineer. I mean, it's all over the board. Different. Some of them have been divorced. Some of them are gay or lesbian. Some of them married, divorced. Some are still single. It's all over the place. Yeah. Some have been in jail. Some have not. Okay. The foundation was good on all of them. Yeah. Where I also know some of the ones that of those that I grew up with now, they've now had kids. Mm-hmm. Some of the junkies' kids are doing beautifully. Yeah. Beautiful.
So does that go back to saying that you make your life what your life is going to be?
It's basically once a child, they have to get to adulthood. They have to get past whatever. Well, when they get past whatever their parental influence was,
Okay.
and it gets to be on them, then they determine their life. They're going to determine. As much as we as parents want to say we control it, we really don't.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, we just don't. It's a crapshoot. I've seen it in real life. So I say that to don't worry too much. Do the best that you can do. Give them the best foundation. Whatever your parenting style is, just realize it and realize the pluses and the minuses of it. And if you don't know, then you should go ahead and do a quick research of parenting styles. And they're laying them out. There's basically 4. And there's, a helicopter thing came on later. They're talking about that. But find somewhere where it talks about the positives and negatives of raising your child in this particular way.
Yeah.
Then let's do the best with it.
Yeah.
Do the best. There's
definitely a new wave of how to parent right now.
I'm going to take this.
Like friendly parenting. There's something I wish I could look it up because I just can't remember what it's called. But it's just like, I see it at the park when I take Ace to the park or Ryder to the park.
You know what I hate seeing?
What?
It's this part of this new deal too, where you put your kid on a leash.
Oh.
I'm like, oh my! First time I saw that.
The backpack?
I don't know. I've seen them on a leash. It's like a harness.
It's a backpack leash,
and they let them run around so far.
Okay.
Like they're a dog or something. I was like, oh my God.
You know what? I'm just gonna say one thing to that really fast.
Don't even put my grandkids on a leash.
I always judged those people who had the leash backpacks, but then there was one day I had Boz, I had Ryder, and there was like a third kid involved. And Kyle and I were talking, and I said, we need to get the damn backpack leash. And Kyle ordered the backpack leash.
No way.
Yes. At a Disneyland, at an airport, when the kids are at that age where they just take off running,
so
get me the leash backpack.
If you have, maybe if you have a special needs kid that may not listen, doesn't react to your voice.
And maybe if you have a kid that's not special needs, you need the leash backpack. He's shaking his head, y'all. Look, I saw that. I was like, I'm just saying that I am not a judgmental parent. If you think that you need to leash your kid on the backpack, I'm all for you doing the leash backpack.
I'm appalled. I'm appalled by the whole idea.
He's not for it.
Okay.
What I was trying to say, there's this new parenting style that is just like so relaxed, not even like hippie. I don't want to call it that. It's just like the most relaxed parenting is like they talk to their kids very like in a low form, and it's very like monotone, and they don't raise their voice. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at these parents at the park, and I'm like, he is throwing sand in your face and spitting on you if you don't put some bass in your voice.
Right.
And they're just like, little John, don't do that again. You can't bite little Sarah. And I'm like, oh my God, is this the world I'm living in now, raising my babies?
Johnny, be gentle.
And Johnny's
gentle.
beating his mama's ass.
Yeah, one good pop on the forehead. Now you got Johnny's attention.
Oh my God. Okay, guys, I want to know from you guys, what is your parenting style? So comment down below. Let us know what your parenting style is.
No, not only your parenting styles, but the pluses and minuses, the positives, the pros and cons of that style.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a good topic.
That's better to share.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let us know, and we will be back next week with another episode, probably still talking about parenting, because I feel like this is just one that we're going to have to talk about for a minute.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
And don't forget to follow us at Unfiltered Kitchen on Instagram, and check us out on YouTube at Unfiltered Kitchen. I am Cheyenne, and you can follow me at Chey Not Shy.
And I am Kyle. You can follow me at PrettyBoyFloyd3. I'm on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram.